episode of Mind Over Masculinity. Yes. Today we'll be talking about men's mental health, an issue of importance, and it's not a joke. So, here we are focusing on a very great tagline, which is let's not say or let's stop asking men to man up and start asking how we can lift them up. After all, mental health is not just a woman's issue or a men's issue. It's a human issue. I believe you all can understand. So, in today's world, discussions about mental health are more common than ever. Yet when it comes to men's mental health, the conversation often stalls or it's like trivialized. For decades, societal norms have encouraged men to suppress their emotions, perpetuating the harmful stereotype that vulnerability equates to the weakness. This stigma has real consequences, leaving many men without the support they desperately need. From this, the question is there the question remain is men's mental health a priority or just another punchline? So let's explore the reality. The stark reality of men's mental health. The statistics says that globally, men are nearly 4 times more likely than women to die by suicide, according to the WHO. In the United States, 75% of all suicides are men, and similar trends are observed worldwide. Men are also less likely than women to seek professional help for mental health issues, which is leading to untreated depression, anxiety, and substance abuse. If we talk about cultural pressures and the man up mentality. So I'll quote unquote again say man up mentality. So men always grow up hearing phrases like, oh, big boys don't cry. Man up, yeah. Stop acting like a girl, man. These messages teach men to suppress their emotions, creating a toxic loop of silence and suffering. As a result, they may channel emotional distress into anger, isolation, or risky behaviors rather than seeking help. So, what do you say? So, also, if we take example of India, because we have seen the numbers and what WHO says, and for United States as well. So, if we talk about men or men's health in India, it's a growing concern. In India, men's mental health is an increasingly pressure or the pressing issue right now, often which is overshadowed by the societal norms and the stigmas that discourage open discussion. So, if we talk about stigma in the silence, approximately 40% of Indian men refrain from discussing their mental health due to the fear of stigma and the societal expectations that discourage emotional suppression. I'm not saying this. It's been published in the great uh, channels and great sites. I'll mention all the sources into the show notes for your reference. So when you also talk about alarming suicide rates, men account for nearly 70% of suicides in India, underscoring a severe mental health crisis. Also, if we talk about the common mental health issues, sleep disturbances, sadness, stress, anxiety are among the most reported mental health complaints among young Indian men. There are cultural barriers as well. So, traditional gender roles and the societal expectations often pressure men to suppress their emotions, leading to a culture of silence and the stigma. There are a lot of initiatives and solutions, right? So community based support and volunteer movements are also emerging to address the mental health crisis, offering promising returns on investment by improving the individual's productivity and reducing the independence on formal health services. So it's not, I am saying yes. There are a lot of things which I mentioned. It's already published, already been highlighted, but somehow it's still going on. So, addressing men's mental health in India requires a multifaceted approach, which is including breaking the societal stigmas, creating safe spaces, I would say, for open discussion, and implementing accessible mental health services, which is tailored for the men's needs. So, I'll mention all those things into the show notes for your reference. Coming to the like mental health crisis, uh, if we talk about the impact of modern stressors in today's fast paced and hyper competitive world, men face immense pressure. The financial responsibility, which the traditional expectation of being the provider, persists even as economic instability grows. Yes, you heard it correct. It's provider. So, workplace stress. There are a lot of workplace stress. Long hours, fear of job loss, toxic work culture, which is leading to a burnout. Social isolations, like many men struggle to maintain that friendship as they age, which is also leading to a loneliness. And what to say, the pandemic's aftermath, the COVID-19 pandemic intensified these challenges like job losses, health anxieties, and increased isolation, which hit men hard. Reports suggest that many men turned to alcohol or other substances as coping mechanisms for their mental health struggles. So, if we talk about some of the examples, great examples that hit close to home, so celebrities are also speaking up. Like in recent years, high profile figures have shed light on the issue, like Prince Harry, who has spoken about the emotional toll of losing his mother and the importance of therapy. Dwayne Johnson, which we all known from our childhood, The Rock, opened up about his struggles with the depression, encouraging men to seek help. Kevin Love, an NBA star, which we all know, has advocated for mental health awareness after sharing his experiences with the anxiety attacks. Everyday heroes also suffers too. Beyond the celebrities, countless ordinary men suffer in silence. The construction industry, traditionally male dominated, has one of the highest suicide rates among the professionals. Military veterans as well, many of whom are men and face post traumatic stress, which is a disorder at alarming rates, often with little support. So the question comes is why men feel they have no options? Lack of safe spaces, the fear of judgment, structural barriers. There are a lot of things. So society often fails to provide safe spaces for men to express vulnerability. Support groups and the therapy are frequently viewed as not for men, deterring them for seeking help. The fear of judgment. Even in 2024, many men fear being labeled as weak if they admit to struggling. This fear is especially prevalent in workplaces and communities that value toughness over empathy. Structural barriers. Access to men's mental health care remains a significant issue. High costs, long wait times, and a lack of culturally competent care deter many men from seeking treatment. So there are a lot of things. There are a lot of things. Uh, I mean, there's definitely there should be a needs to change. There should be needs to change and normalize the vulnerability. Men need to hear and believe that asking for help is a sign of strength, not the weakness. And this requires media representations, more stories of men seeking and benefiting from mental health care, role models, everything. So create accessible resources. Governments, workplaces, communities much invest in the mental health programs that are affordable and tailored to the men's mental health needs. Build supportive communities. There should be communities which support men. Encouraging men to form and maintain friendships can reduce isolation, and which can also create informal support networks. Initiatives like men's sheds, which provide community spaces for men to connect, and are definitely are the excellent examples. Also, like teaching boys about emotional intelligence and mental health from a young age can break the cycle of suppression. So, what can you do? The question comes again. So, if you're a man struggling with your mental health, you should always remember that you are not alone. Millions of men feel the way you do. Help is always available. Reach out to the therapist, friend, or a support group, or a friend whom you like the most. Your feelings are valid. Like, seeking help is not only okay, it's courageous. For those supporting men in their lives, listen without judgment. Encourage them to seek help and be patient. Breaking down years of stigma, it takes a lot of time. So I'd love to mention that now it's the time to take men's mental health seriously. Men's mental health is not a joke. It's a critical issue that demands attention, action, and empathy. And by breaking down the stigmas, creating supportive environments, and ensuring access to care, we can help men lead healthier and the happier lives. So, again, I would repeat, let's stop asking men to man up and start asking how we can lift them up. After all, mental health is not just a woman's issue or men's issue, it's a human issue. Take the first step today, talk, listen, and advocate. And we are coming up with this new show, Mind Over Masculinity, where we'll talk about it, where we'll spread awareness about mental health issues for men. Together, we can make a difference. With this, thank you so much.